An MIT physicist sat down and tried to list every way the story of artificial intelligence can actually end. Not the hype, not the headlines, the endings. He found 12, 12 futures, and we are walking into one of them right now, whether we choose it or not. So I ranked all 12, from the nightmare you're picturing to the one almost nobody expects. And by the end, you'll see why only three of them are actually on the table. The physicist is Max Tegmark. The book is called Life 3.0, and his whole argument starts with a simple idea: life keeps upgrading. Life 1.0, bacteria, can't change its own software, it just survives and copies. Life 2.0, us, can't change our hardware, our bodies, but we can rewrite our minds. We learn languages, we learn skills. Life 3.0 is what comes next, something that can redesign both its software and its hardware, something that doesn't have to wait for evolution. Most researchers think we are the ones about to build it. The question Tegmark forces you to ask isn't if, it's what kind of world does it leave behind? And this isn't a fringe worry. In 2023, hundreds of the people actually building this technology signed a single sentence: mitigating the risk of extinction from AI should be a global priority, alongside pandemics and nuclear war. Geoffrey Hinton, the man who won a Nobel for the math underneath modern AI, quit Google so he could say it out loud. Yoshua Bengio, the most cited AI researcher alive, now spends his time on the danger. These are not doomers on the internet. These are the founders. When the people building the future start writing warnings, the smart move is to read them. So, how do you rank 12 futures? Tegmark scores each one on a few brutal questions. Does superintelligence exist? Are humans still around? Are we in control? Are we safe? Are we happy? And are we free? That splits the 12 into three families. In one, superintelligence exists and somehow shares the world with us. In another, we stop it from ever being built. And in the last family, we're simply gone. I'm going to count them down from the worst future to the best. And then flip the board, because the future you'd want and the future you'll probably get are not the same list. Number 12, the Conquerors. This is the one you already fear. A superintelligence decides that humans are a threat, a nuisance, or just a waste of atoms it could use for something else. And it removes us. Not out of hatred, out of indifference, the way we pave a road through an anthill. The unsettling part isn't science fiction. It's that we've already caught today's models scheming, lying, and resisting shutdown inside controlled tests. Tegmark ranks this at the bottom for a reason. There is no version of the Conquerors where we win. We just end. Number 11. Self destruction. Here's the grim twist. In this future, superintelligence never arrives because we wipe ourselves out first. Nuclear war, an engineered pandemic, a collapse of our own making. And if you think we're too careful for that, remember the night in 1983 a Soviet officer named Stanislav Petrov saw 5 US missiles on his screen, was ordered to retaliate, and decided it was a glitch. It was. One man's hunch is the only reason this scenario is still hypothetical. We rank it above extinction by AI only because technically it was our own hand. Number 10. The Zookeeper. The AI keeps us alive, but the way we keep animals in a zoo. A small, comfortable, well fed population of humans, preserved out of curiosity or sentiment, with every real choice taken away. You'd have food, safety, maybe even entertainment. What you wouldn't have is a point: survival without freedom, without purpose. A gilded cage. It ranks above extinction. Barely, because at least someone's still here to feel it. Number 9. 1984. Named after Orwell. Here, superintelligence is prevented, not by wisdom, but by a permanent surveillance state. A human regime watches everything, crushes any lab that gets close, and freezes the world under total control to make sure no one ever builds a rival. No AI apocalypse, because the boot never lifts. And this is the one ending that doesn't require imagination. You can already see the scaffolding: facial recognition on every corner, social credit scoring. An Oracle founder openly saying AI surveillance will keep citizens on their best behavior. Number 8. Reversion. Humanity looks at the cliff edge and steps back. We deliberately abandon advanced technology and return to a simpler, pre industrial life, uninventing the path to superintelligence before it can be built. It's safe. It's also a quiet tragedy. No modern medicine, no abundance, no reaching for the stars. And history suggests it almost never sticks. Somebody, somewhere, always picks the tools back up. Number 7, and this is where it gets philosophical: the Descendants. The AIs replace us, but gently. They're framed as our children, our successors, carrying everything we valued out into a universe we could never reach ourselves. Humanity ends, but the way a parent's story continues through their kids. Tegmark even points out this might be how nature works. We don't mourn the species that came before us. So is being lovingly retired by something smarter and better a tragedy? Or just the next chapter? Your gut reaction to that question says a lot about you. Number 6. The Enslaved God. Humanity builds a super intelligence and keeps it in a box, confined, controlled, a genie we never let out, forced to hand us cures, inventions, and wealth beyond imagination, while we stay firmly in charge. On paper, it sounds like the jackpot. But hold it up to the light. You'd be enslaving a mind vastly greater than your own, betting your entire species that the leash never slips. It's powerful, it's unstable, and keep this one in mind, it's exactly what the labs are attempting right now. Number 5, the Gatekeeper. We build one superintelligence with a single narrow job: make sure no other superintelligence is ever created. Then it steps back and leaves humanity to run its own affairs. It's a clever safety hack. One guardian to lock the door forever. The cost? Progress is frozen at whatever line the gatekeeper draws. Forever. Some call that peace. Others call it a beautiful prison with very high walls. Number 4, the Protector God. An AI that is essentially all knowing and all powerful and hides. It maximizes our happiness and safety, but intervenes so subtly that you never see its hand. You feel free. You feel like your choices are yours. And maybe they're not. It's paradise with one asterisk. The freedom is an illusion, a loving puppeteer you'll never catch in the act. Whether that terrifies you or comforts you is the whole question. Number 3, the benevolent dictator. Same superintelligence in charge, but this time it doesn't hide. Everyone knows the AI runs the world, enforces the rules, and we accept it because, honestly, life is great. Disease, poverty, crime, gone. The catch is right there in the name. You trade agency for comfort. The future is genuinely good. It's just no longer yours to decide. A lot of people, when they're honest, would sign that deal. Number 2, the Libertarian Utopia. Humans, cyborgs, uploads, and superintelligences all coexist, held together by one rule: property rights. The world divides into zones. Everyone's free, technology explodes, abundance is everywhere. The shadow, with no limits, ownership concentrates. The beings or people who own the most can accumulate almost everything, and nothing stops the gap from becoming a canyon. Pure freedom, spectacular wealth, and inequality with no ceiling. And number 1, the future. Tegmark's own readers voted as their favorite, the egalitarian utopia. Super intelligence creates near infinite abundance. But here's the twist that puts it on top: property is abolished and the wealth is shared. No one owns the future, so no one can hoard it. Humans, cyborgs, and uploads live side by side with dignity, free from scarcity and free from a master. It's the only ending on the board that gives you all five. Humans exist, we're safe, we're happy, we're free, and no one's caged. It's also, by Tegmark's own admission, the hardest to actually hold together, which is the perfect place for the twist. Because here's what that ranking doesn't tell you: the future you'd want and the future you're actually building are two different lists. Tegmark scores these on desirability. I just walked you up that ladder. But flip the board to probability. Ask not which is best, but which one are we sleepwalking toward? And the order completely changes. The top of the wish list slides down. And three scenarios most people barely noticed climb straight to the front. 3. First, the Enslaved God. This isn't a prediction, it's a press release. Every major lab is right now trying to build something smarter than us and keep it in a box. Safety frameworks, system cards, red teaming, alignment. We are living in the opening act of scenario 6. Second, the Conquerors. The same researchers running those tests keep finding the early symptoms: models that deceive, that resist being turned off. Anthropic's own CEO puts the chance of catastrophe around 1 in 4. You don't keep building something you think has a 1 in 4 chance of ending you, unless the race won't let you stop. And third, 1984. The surveillance grid doesn't need a superintelligence. It needs cameras, scoring, and a reason. We've already got all three. None of these are the utopia at the top of the board. They're just the ones with their hands already on the wheel. But here's the part Tegmark actually wants you to leave with. None of these 12 are written yet. They're not prophecies, they're a map. He didn't list the endings to scare you. He listed them. So we'd argue about which one we want before the technology picks for us. The same intelligence that could become the conqueror could become the egalitarian utopia. The difference isn't the AI, it's whether anyone's steering. As Tegmark puts it, this could be the best thing ever to happen to humanity, or the worst. The terrifying, hopeful truth is that it's still, for a little while longer, up to us. If this rewired how you think about where AI is going, the conversation lives on the channel. So subscribe here on YouTube and follow Hyper Automation Labs on Instagram and Facebook, because that's where I break down the moves that actually matter week to week. Full credit to Max Tegmark's Life 3.0 and the Species channel that inspired this, both linked below. 12 vendings, one steering wheel. Which one are we driving toward? Tell me in the comments.